Good evening everyone, and welcome to a new video on the channel. Do please remember to like, comment and subscribe because it really helps us while we're getting this new channel off the ground. It is Friday, July the 25th, and tonight competitive football is back. That's right, it's the start of the Northern League season and we are heading over to the Eastbourne Community Stadium in Darlington for Darlington Town v Billingham Synthonia as the Northern League Division 2 season gets underway. So let's head over there and see what's going on.
Now exit left. In 3/4 of a mile, move to the right onto the A66 towards Stockton.
So here we are in Darlington, and coming into this game, looking at last season's stats, there was just a point separating Darlington Town and Billingham Synthonia in the Northern League Division 2 table. Darlington finished in 13th place with 58 points and Billingham Synthonia finished in 14th place with 57 points. For Darlington Town, it was their first season ever in the Northern League after winning the Wearside League Premier Division the season before, whereas for Synthonia, it was a bit of a mixed season. They actually started pretty strongly, had a couple of big wins at home, 7-0 and so on, and looked like they were going to press on for a playoff place. But it never really materialised. In the end, there was a change of management and their season sort of drifted after that. But they did finish it quite strongly and were expected to be a strong candidate for promotion this season. However, their financial backer left the club. There were resignations of their secretary, the manager left because the funds had run out, and all sorts of other turmoil. And then there were rumours of a takeover involving Steve Pickering, the Bedlington Terriers manager from last season. That didn't pan out either. And in the end, their youth setup came to the rescue. There was a full merger between Sinners, underage and first team setup, merging it all into one club, and they're looking to rebuild really using mainly youthful players. Now it remains to be seen how successful that's going to be. They had some very indifferent pre-season results, but they have then suddenly signed a wad of more experienced players in the past 7 days. So certainly it will take their time to get together because they haven't really had a pre-season to speak of with these new signings. For Darlington Town, they'll be looking to press on for what it must be said was also a little bit of a disappointing season for them. A lot of people expected them to press on after coming up from the Wearside League and challenge for promotion straight away, and they were never really seriously in the hunt. So they'll be looking to press on. For Sinners, I think the story will just be about survival this season. Of course, they've still got limited ways to generate revenue. They ground share at Stockton Town while they wait for their new ground at the Billingham hub to be ready. one sense says that it could be ready next season, but that seems a little bit optimistic. There are still quite a few planning and other obstacles to overcome, so it may be a little bit optimistic to expect Sinners to be in for the start of next season, but they'll be looking to get out of Stockton as soon as possible so that they can generate their own income, have their own income streams at their own ground like every club wants to. Anyway, let's head into the Eastbourne Community Stadium and see how it all pans out. And the first thing you encounter when you come to the ground is this mobile kitchen outside the ground with a good selection of scran. Now, one feature of the Eastbourne Community Stadium is the close proximity of the athletic stadium just across the way, and we're just going to head over to give you a quick little view of that in the distance. So this is Eastbourne Athletics track. Floodlights, a little bit of cover on the far side there, I don't know if you can see it, just a little brickwork. And then just through this gate here is the entrance that we're going in. So coming back out through the gates now, you can see how close it is. Eastbourne Community Stadium, home of Darlington Town FC. Obviously it is a cage ground, as I think most of you probably knew. Just in case you were in any doubt where the turnstiles were, there's a helpful sign telling you. Okay, now it's time for our programme review feature, and the Darlington Town programme is called Talk of the Town, and it is 28 pages for £2.50, and it starts off with a generic welcome, history of the two teams competing tonight, Darlington and Billingham Synthonia. Then we got player profiles for Darlow and the two teams. We got details on the new kit that you can order, pretty smart it is as well. Stuff on the under 14s. Got some more adverts and Charlo's Corner. We got more ads and a fixture schedule for the Northern League season. Player sponsors and more ads. Ask the Players feature this week on Cameron Holiday. More ads, nothing wrong with that, not complaining about ads, they keep clubs going at this level. From the dugout, comments from the manager obviously. Feature, more ads, and details of the first 6 home games of the 25-26 season. It's a decent effort, fair play to any club that continues to produce a print edition. This is above average, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. So as we've already said, the Eastbourne Community Stadium is a cage, and obviously it's a 4G pitch. We can see by the way Billingham Synthonia warming up over there, and the Darlington Town team warming up in there. I can pretty much guarantee what the colours are going to be already at this time, but I'll tell you if there's anything to the contrary. But Darlington will be wearing black and white stripes, and Billingham Synthonia will be wearing green and white quarters, which is their traditional strip. So let's have a quick look at the various aspects of this ground, starting with the main stand that was put in as part of their efforts to get promotion from the Wearside League. It's above average sort of little grandstand, I would say. Probably holds about 70 people, I'm guessing. And then we'll go around and have a look at the other 2 small terrace stands on the other side. All of the accommodation at the ground for players, officials, etc. is in these sort of container style porter cabins that go the length of this side of the ground. So what you've got here his home changing room. Defibrillator there, by the way. Then you've got the away changing room. Changing room for the officials. A little bit like the Stockton Town setup, really. You've got spectator toilets then at the end to complete that block. And the teams are already out. For Billingham Synthonia, I would think that they're going to be entirely making their debuts for the club. Couple of interesting names there. Number 10 for Sinners is Cameron Thompson. Now, he was actually part of the Redcar Athletic team that won the Northern League Division 1 last season. He left mid-season, but he did actually score in that campaign, so pretty decent. Few other players that have been around Northern Division 2 quite a bit. Joshua Bowmaker, previously with Sunderland RCA and Washington. And for Darlington, it's their more of a regular looking side. The two ends behind the goal at Darlington Town are pretty much what you'd expect, just typical cage walkways. Nothing really to see here, but decent view of the pitch, and you can stand, in fact you can't stand behind the other goal. I misinformed you there. The one at the other end isn't actually open to spectators, but this one is, so it's a three-sided ground. And we got two of these stands with 4 steps of terracing. This one's called the Arthur Wharton stand. In the middle of the pitch you've got the home and away dugouts. Pretty snazzy, as you can see. And then the other piece of terracing is called the Lily Galloway stand. Again, it's identical to the one at the other end, 5 steps. Functional and more than enough for step 6 that Darlington Town are currently playing at. And the teams are coming out for tonight's game. And the 25-26 Northern League season is officially underway.
Yes, Yusuf, take a step!
And the first corner of the game goes to the home side. So a free kick in a central position here for Darlington Town. And a good save from the keeper. Another corner here, all the early pressure as expected from Darlington. And another chance goes begging for the home side. And yet again, Darlington failed to find the target. And Sinners go close to what would have been an opener completely against the run of play. But they'll be delighted to be still in the game. And yet again it goes over the bar. And this is going to be the final play of the first half. We're in stoppage time now. And there is the half-time whistle here at the Eastbourne Community Stadium. Half-time then, Darlington Town 0, Billingham Synthonia 0, and quite how the scores are still level is anyone's guess. Darlington enjoying about 11 corners and at least 7 good chances in that match, all of which pretty much ended up over the bar. If their strikers were not so profligate, they would be comfortably out of sight already. Having said all that, fair play to this completely new look side for Sinners for hanging in there. They did actually have a chance of their own very late in that game and could have taken a surprise lead. Don't forget, of course, all of these 11 players are making their debut, and none of them have played together as a team in pre-season because of the way the squad was put together. So all things considered, I'm pretty sure that the Synthonia manager will be pretty pleased with his charges in the opening 45. However, the downside of that is they've still got another 45 to survive, and if Darlington Town can keep their nerve and keep playing like this, you would assume that it's only a matter of time before they'll get that opener. We'll find out in the second half. And I'm pleased to say that I've been joined by Billingham Synthonia chairman Paul Dolan. Paul, people will have been looking on a little bit aghast at the chain of events that's taken place at Sinners during the close season. Can you run us through for North East football fans in general the chain of events that led to where you are today, starting afresh with a new setup and a completely new team?
Yeah, it's no secret really that you know, we struggled for some finances early doors, and we had to make a few changes. Decided that it would be better not to fold the team, but in order to do that we had to bring some of the reserves in, and the reserve team manager Tom in. So we're probably 4 to 6 weeks behind everybody else at the moment, but we've managed to bring some experience in over the last couple of weeks. Some lads out here tonight are playing for nothing. There's no secret with that. So yeah, we haven't got the budget to match the other people. We haven't got the finances to compete with players on the same level. So we are where we are. But, 45 minutes there against a strong Darlington Town side. I think we've held our own and created a few chances tonight.
And I presume that the objective for this season is mainly just survival at this level.
Yes, as a minimum. I think the lads are a little bit more confident that they can do a little bit better than that. But yeah, with us going back to Billingham next year, survival is key. We would probably see just survival as a little bit of a disappointment with the squad we've tried to build. But yeah, survival, and then we can push on.
And what is the long-term situation with the move to Billingham Hub? Are you on track to be ready to move there for the start of next season, or are there still some obstacles to overcome?
I think there's a few obstacles to overcome from Stockton Council's point of view. Planning permission's been granted. I think last time I spoke to Stockton Council, there may be an issue with 3 or 4 solicitors that are involved, but it's still on track for August 26. So hopefully, touching wood, we'll be back in Billingham for August 26.
Well, thanks for talking to me and best of luck for the season.
Thank you very much.
And we're back underway for the second half. And we've got a similar pattern to the first half with an early corner for Darlington Town. And gathered by the keeper at the second attempt. Oh. And out of nowhere, Sinners strike the bar, or the post rather. What a strike that was.
Yeah, boys.
Plays on near post.
He's decent. Like 28. If you're the same person, I know. Do you know when you get it in the head that the whole team's so bad? Can I get the
And that was a decent effort.
And put him down on the t-shirt, and she's supposed to name him on the t-shirt, and named his back. And the other thing, because then we've got to find out, because we have a score, and obviously your name has to go up on the scoreboard like here.
Go on, have a dig.
And another good save low down by the
make a sub, it comes up like number 21,
Sinners keeper.
28.
And finally the home side take the lead with a header. The corner count finally paid off, and it's 1-0 to Darlington Town. So another corner for Darlington, and confirmation that that goal from Ryan Coles was officially the opening goal of the new Northern League season, goalless in the other game. And the keeper keeping Sinners in the game.
Yeah, but I suppose you don't speak no more for the day. He looks at all of them.
And there's the second goal. And you would pretty much assume that's the points wrapped up now for the home side. 2-0 here in Eastbourne. And yet another good save from the visiting keeper. And that is the final whistle on the opening game of the 25-26 Northern League season here at the Eastbourne Community Stadium. So it finishes Darlington Town 2, Billingham Synthonia 0. And I don't think anyone can really have any complaints about that result, but for some pretty decent goalkeeping from the Sinners keeper throughout the game, and some pretty bad finishing, has to be said, from the Darlow forwards. It could have been a much higher scoreline to start the season. From Darlington, they'll be happy with the win, and they showed some good passages of play. They look very comfortable on the ball and well drilled. What they will be disappointed, of course, is that they were very profligate in front of goal, and in a tighter game against tougher opposition, that could come back to haunt them if they don't correct it. From Sinners' point of view, obviously they'll take something out of the game in that they were competitive with a brand new side. A lot of cases hadn't even met each other before tonight. They will no doubt improve, but they're going to need to. It's going to be a long, hard season. Doesn't get any easier for them in their next game, which is at home to Chesterley Street Town, who are being tipped by many as a playoff contender this season. But they're alive and fighting, and as Paul Dolan said in his interview at half-time, that's the most important thing. So it was an enjoyable night, watched by a decent crowd, it has to be said, here in Darlington for the opening game. We'll be back with some more midweek action, but before that, pre-season continues for the final game for Redcar Athletic tomorrow, when we're going back to Whitby, our second trip in pre-season. Firstly, it was to see our newly formed under-21 side take on Whitby Fishermen, but tomorrow, the 26th of July, we're heading to Whitby Town, of course the premier side in the town, to take on Redcar's Northern Premier League Premier Division neighbours. So join us tomorrow to see how that one panned out, but until then, catch you later.